hand washing with soap effective against COVID-19? The coronavirus is too small to see, but is covered with little spikes that stick tightly to the natural greases on your skin. It gets on your skin by someone with COVID-19 coughing or sneezing nearby you, or by you touching an unclean surface where the virus can stay active for up to several days. But washing hands thoroughly with soap for 20 seconds is highly effective against the virus. Soap loosens the grip of the virus on the skin and destroys the outer layer of the virus, pulling it apart. This means the virus loses its power to infect people. Washing your hands well with soap means you can destroy or remove the virus and wash it away before it has the chance to infect you or your family. By washing hands with soap and water, people protect themselves, their loved ones, family, and the community. By acting together, we can help stop the spread of coronavirus.
A very warm welcome to our viewers and a very good afternoon if you have just joined us. This is Home Study on Eswatini TV. My name is Nogwazi Dlamini, and at this moment we are doing mathematics for the Form 3s with Jengsile Makakula, who is already with me in the studio. Also joining me in the studio is our sign language interpreter, Linda Mamba. How are you doing, Jengsile?
I'm good, Nogwazi, and how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. Today we're doing cubes and cube roots.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we are.
Okay. What are you expecting your Form 3 learner to have learned by the end of the lesson?
By the end of today's lesson, I expect them to be able to find cubes of numbers from 1 to 10.
Okay.
And also find cube roots of perfect cubes up to 1,000.
Okay.
They are also expected to remind themselves how to use the rule of Pythagoras to find the third side of a right-angled triangle.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jengsile, for that. From 3s, I hope that you are ready for your lesson. And of course, just another reminder that we are live right now on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you have any questions, please feel free to use our WhatsApp number. Jengsile, you may please begin your lesson.
Thank you, Nogwazi. As we have just said, at the end of this lesson, we are expected to know the cubes of numbers up to 10 and the cube roots of perfect cubes up to 1,000, and also the use of the rule of Pythagoras. So now you are expected by this time that you now know squares and how to find cube numbers. So you know how to generate square numbers and also how to generate the cube numbers. You are also expected by now that you know how to find square roots of perfect squares, and you know how to round off. You also expected to know how to use the 3 figure tables to find the square roots and squares of numbers that includes decimals, and use the squares and square roots to simplify expressions. We also expect that you know how to find the volume of a cube. Okay, maybe you are asking yourself, why cubes and cube roots? We just use this to design things such as containers by the use of their volume. As we know, the unit for volume is given in cubic units, say cubic centimeters, cubic meters, you can go on and on. And then now, let us just take our focus back to Form 1. In Book 1, we learned how to calculate the volume of a cube. If you have forgotten what a cube is, it is a 3-dimensional shape with all the faces. There are 6 and they are all squares. The first one we have here has squares of 1 centimeter in dimension. That is the length, or the edge. Each edge is a centimeter long. The second one we have here has 2 centimeters for the edges, and the third one has 3 centimeters. We will just remind ourselves how to find the volumes of these cubes. For the first one, we will recall that since the dimension is the same for a cube, it means that since there is 1 centimeter for the length, the width will also be 1 centimeter, and also the height will be 1 centimeter. So for our volume, it will be 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, and that will give us 1. And since the 1 here is in centimeters, so our volume is going to be in cubic centimeters. So it's 1 cubic centimeter. And then we go to the second one with a length or a dimension that is 2, which means the length is 2, the width is 2, and also the height is 2. So for our volume, we'll have 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which we can simplify and write as 2 to the power 3, which reads as 2 cubed. And this would be 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, which gives us 8 cubic centimeters. Remember, we say the cubic centimeter comes from the fact that we are multiplying centimeter by centimeter by centimeter. Simplifying this, there are 3 of these, so we have centimeter raised to power 3, which we call cubic centimeters. And the third one has dimension of 3, which will give us 3 raised to the power 3, which is just 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, which will give us 3 times 3 is 9 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 27 cubic centimeters. So that the first one we said is 1 cubic centimeter, and the second one is 8 cubic centimeter, and the third one is 27 cubic centimeter. Looking at these numbers now, the 1, the 8, and the 27, which are our answers. These 3 numbers here, they belong to a certain set of numbers, and we call this set the set of cube numbers. Cube numbers are the numbers that we get by multiplying a number by itself twice. Say, I multiply 1 by 1 and by another 1. So it's 1 times 1 times 1, which gives us 1 cubed. And the outcome here will give us a cube number, which is 1. And the 8 came from 2 cubed, which is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And that gives us a cube number, which is 8. We can generate such numbers, which are the cube numbers, without having to calculate the volume of a cube, by simply using the fact that 1 cubed gives us 1 times 1 times 1, which is just 1, which is a cubic number. So let us look at this example. Already we know how to generate 1, 8, and 27 from our previous example. So let us look at this one now. 4 raised to the power 3, which is 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4, which gives us 64.
Jangsele, sorry to interrupt you there. Viewers at home, we're going to cross over right now to the Prime Minister. He's going to address the nation. Please stay tuned.
And fraud